This is Human Warnings. This will be a ramble, and if you don't like the deep end, then go back to the shallow end. Overview of Schenker. So first I'll give an introduction to this whole thing, then I'll talk about Schenker's, who he was, as far as I know. Then I'll talk about three of his books that I read, Harmony and Counterpoint, 2 Counterpoint books. So this is the fourth lecture, for lack of a better word. The first was about Rameau, then there was Fuchs, then there was C.P.E. Bach, and now Schenker. This is the last one. We might call this series Music Theory from a Dummy. Not for dummies, but from a dummy. Considering that I'm more of a dilettante, I'm not really an expert on this subject. However, I've found nothing on this topic on YouTube. So, it's better than nothing. Oh, and after I'm done with the 4 parts, talking about who he was and then the 3 books that he wrote, I'm going to read any quotes I can find. I read his books about, 5 years ago. That's the picture, that's the book that I've got. Because I was broke at the time, so I downloaded each page, I found it online. And I just printed it all out and read all 3 books, I printed them out. Schenker was around in the early 1900s, and he fiercely believed in Bach and orderly music theory that was not just for average idiots. He was very much against Rameau. He was very much against the way that they teach music theory in schools. And he was very much against atonal music. A child after my own heart. The biggest thing I learned from him was that counterpoint is not music in and of itself. It's just an exercise. Counterpoint is no more music than harmony is. Harmony is the study of music vertically. Counterpoint is the study of music horizontally. He clarifies and elaborates on everything that Fuchs wrote. He created a way of analyzing music, studying music, called Schenkerian analysis, which is still used in colleges and universities. The 3 books I read by him, and these are his main books, are Harmony and Counterpoint 1 and Counterpoint 2. Oh, and a big thing is he differentiates between counterpoint and what he calls free composition. Counterpoint being a practice, an exercise. Free composition being actually writing music. Okay, so that's all I'm going to say about it, because each book is 200 pages and I can go on forever. And you know what? I've read each book 4 times and I still don't fully understand them. So, yeah. So I'm just going to finish with a bunch of quotes. I'm just going to go through the introductions to each book and quote him and quote the person who wrote the introduction. So there's nothing particularly interesting in the introduction to Harmony. Okay, Counterpoint, Book 1. I just love when Schenker rants, because he's fucking awesome. He goes, "The composers of the present day have lost all authority over the secrets of tones." And then he says, "With Richard Strauss, Mahler, and even Rieger, and Tchaikovsky, and Elgar, and all the rest, it is always the same. They no longer know which effects they can and should seek, and they understand still less how to achieve the effects that should be sought. All is chance and good luck, or sometimes bad luck." Alright, Counterpoint, Book 2, the author's preface. One of my favorite quotes. He quotes Goethe. Goethe stated clearly, "My works cannot become popular. Whoever strives for that goal is in error. They are not written for the masses, but only for individuals who want and seek something similar, and who pursue similar directions." I love that quote because Goethe's made other quotes where he refers to the individuals versus the masses, and it's just a much more refined way of saying idiots versus freethinkers, right? Because you look like a jerk or a snob when you say everybody's an idiot, and there's only a few smart people. So he's just saying individuals versus the masses. And Schenker adds, "The Democrat has no inkling that just as sound ricochets off a wall, the genius ricochets off the wall of the masses." And he writes, "To the average person, The one who discovers and solves problems is never the genius, but always only the average person's equal, that is, the other average person. He writes, "We live in an epoch which future historians will consider an era of asininity, and which, I repeat, is most inimical to art." Okay, that's it. I was mostly interested in finding quotes where he insults idiots and shitty composers. But I can't go through the whole book, all the books right now. I don't want to. Those were just the introductions. Anyway, there you go. That's an overview of Heinrich Schenker. If you like gays, click like. If you like blacks, comment. If you like women, click notification bell. If you like gay women, subscribe. And if you like gay black women, Patreon, Human Warnings, give me money.